Not the escape route I would have taken, but it seems to have done the job.
Thank you, Em. What is my exact location?
We believe you're in the secret Kremlin nuclear command bunker.
Welcome back to Everything or Nothing. I'm Frozen Treasure. Right off the bat, we have a Bond moment for killing this one guy up on the walkway. Next, we can put our newfangled network tap to good use. This tank will make things so much easier for us in this room, and as long as we take out the guy with a rocket launcher in the pillbox back there, nothing will be able to harm it.
I remember we suspected they had built something like this during the Cold War.
I fear what Diablo may be doing with it.
Well, it's probably got something to do with nanobots, so it's not like anyone's in any real danger. Move forward until enemies spawn, run back to safety, and then blow them to pieces. It's a slow way to move through the room, but it's safe. There's too much open space here to be able to just run out and attack enemies, especially when there's a sniper at the back half of the room.
Bond, you need to find a way onto those catwalks to exit this hangar.
Of course, since this bunker is apparently designed by a crazy person, to ascend we first need to descend, but we'll get to that shortly. That sound you just heard was a nanoguard, and if it weren't for one thing, they would easily outrank every enemy in the entire game. Not only are they able to take more hits than any other enemy in the game, and deal damage more effectively than them as well, but they've adopted our stealth suit technology, so they turn invisible and become impossible to target while they get to shoot at us. The one thing that keeps them from being the absolute worst is that the thermovision lets us target them while they're invisible, but this is just a silver lining on the dark clouds that are to come, let me assure you. This underground area is far more forgiving than the ground floor. The walls section off enemies from one another and let us focus on them one at a time, and there's plenty of armor here to pick up as well. We only need to get to the elevator back on the other side of the room, but there is a Bond moment we can pick up for delivering a crushing blow. it's strangely empty up here.
I need to lower that bridge.
The bridge controls are in that booth.
Besides this one guy who for some reason drops in from the ceiling, there's only one guard to oppose us here, and he only exists to give us a Bond moment for coating him in platinum. Even one or two more guys would have seemed more in line with the rest of the game. There couldn't possibly be anything nefarious behind this door. But just in case.
Mr. Bond, what an unpleasant surprise. You're just in time for the final countdown.
Those missiles have been deactivated, Diablo. The nuclear warheads were removed years ago.
That's quite correct, 007. Except that I replaced them with nanotech payloads, which will do the job just the same. Start the launch sequence. And as for you, Mr. Bond, grab him, throw him into the bottom of a missile silo, and let him experience hell on Earth.
And that's 4 failed executions.
Tell me, Bond, how does it feel to lose?
You're about to find out, Diablo.
Right now, we just need to survive. Our objective will become clear in a moment.
Activating defense turrets.
That was lucky, but you still haven't won. Katya, kill him.
Bond, if you could shoot those sentry guns with your network tap, you should be able to control the guns.
Someone target him!
Bond moment for destroying the other turret, and a Bond moment for clearing out the 2 groups of enemies that appear when we take control of the turret.
Nicely executed, 007, if you forgive the pun.
007, if you can seal off those large silo exhaust shunts, the flames and the heat will destroy the missiles when they launch.
Those control panels should do the trick.
This is the point where the level gets really tricky. The whole level is an exercise in holding out against several waves of enemies with a very limited amount of resources and objectives that force us to keep moving from place to place. There are no guns to be picked up besides the ammo dropped from our enemies, so if we don't come into the level with our guns fully stocked, we can find ourselves in a situation where getting out of this room is nearly impossible.
One more to go, 007.
Breaking news, 3 is still one fewer than 4. The door to the last control panel will only open after the other 3 have been activated, but rather than run through that door, let's give another spider a chance at honor and glory. Look at that. That is just a taste of how amazing the sleeper dart is. Now, if we went to the control panel and tried to activate it, we'd discover that something is blocking it, and have to clear the obstruction. Since we've already got the Q-Spider out, let's just take care of it now.
Outstanding work, James.
It's important to not mistake our objective here. We don't need to kill everyone, thankfully. We just need to get to the exit. The only good thing about so many nano guards here is that the final Bond moment of this level comes from using our EMP to disable at least one of their stealth suits. For those not counting, that was 12 regular hits to take out a nanoguard, in comparison to any other enemy's 5. And the stealth suit only disables after 9 hits. We are getting out of here.
You may have stopped the missiles, Bond, but you haven't stopped me.
This is where you die. You first.
Oh, James. We could have had such fun together.
The loss is all yours, Captain.
Now, I'm not normally one to question Willem Dafoe's decisions, but flying a jet in such a confined area seems unsafe. Still, I suppose it's fitting. Our final big confrontation is just like our first big confrontation. Of course, unlike the jet in Tajikistan, this one actually is a threat. A serious one. It's possible to stun lock it, as it were, but if it does fire, the missiles can seriously hurt us and the machine guns will rip us to shreds. It also takes far more punishment than the last one, especially since this is on 00 Agent.
That was lucky, but you still haven't won. Katya, kill!
Still, none of those things are the really frustrating thing about this fight. The frustrating thing about this fight is how hard it is to actually land a hit on the jet. For starters, firing from the back half of the room, where one would have enough time to react to incoming fire, will almost always miss. And even when we're close enough to hit, just locking on and firing will almost always have the rocket fire under the jet for some reason. The aim has to be manually adjusted above its normal height, and even taking all of these factors into account, it's still not a guaranteed hit. And then even when it does hit, if it doesn't hit the jet in the right place, it won't do any damage. Why is all of that a problem? Well, each missed rocket lowers accuracy, hitting the plane in the wrong places lowers efficiency, each misfired rocket takes more time, screwing up reduces one's patience to duck and dodge out of the way of the jet's devastating attacks, and finally, we have a finite amount of ammo. If we missed enough times, it would be literally impossible to win the fight, and we'd have to suicide to get another shot at it.
That bomb's armed with a nanotech payload.
Enough damage and it'll detonate.
That also seems very unsafe. I don't think the jet is made out of platinum after all. So take everything I just said about fighting the jet, and now add in the fact that a damaging hit is now only possible if we hit it on its underside. It is a hard boss fight, but it ultimately is a satisfying challenge. One that rewards intelligent use of the game mechanics, careful timing, and good reflexes, instead of just trial and error. It's a good way to end the game. But, of course, it's not the end of the game. We've got one more level to go, a challenge so great it demands its own video. I'll see you then.